Hello and happy August. I am so excited to get to our month ahead tarot reading. Before we get to that, my name is Mimi Folco. I'm a tarot reader, astrologer, numerologer, podcast host, candle maker, among many other things here at Harvey Alchemy. I post free tarot readings every week on Saturday mornings. What we're going to be looking at this week is what the month of August is bringing you. And if you are new here, then you don't know, but my system when it comes to the month ahead reading is we split it up into three. So the first 10 days, the second set of 10 days, and the last set of 10 days, sort of looking at what is going to happen throughout each of those sets. And we're also going to look at the major general theme for the entire month. Before we get to that, I do want to let you guys know that the crystal of the month for August is peridot. So basically any crystal candle on my website that has peridot on it is 15% off. I have these discounts every month, as well as the Leo season candle is discounted too, because we got to give those Leos their birthday presents. I really love doing these videos for you guys and creating these readings for you. If you want to support in whatever way you can, that is so appreciated. What you can do is you can share these videos, you can like, you can subscribe, and you can also hit the little bell notification. I hear that's good for the YouTube algorithm. I don't really know, but that's what I'm supposed to say. So if you want to do those things, that'd be really helpful. You can also book a session with me on my website at harveymountainalchemy.com. I have a lot of different sessions to choose from. I do tarot, like I said, I do astrology, numerology, and I also have monthly plans, because how I do tarot is so that we can maintain and take care of ourselves on a regular basis. Tarot to me is not a one-off session, although it certainly can be, but what I like to use tarot for is so much better when you have it in a set routine or when you do it fairly regularly. So I have monthly plans that you can get one tarot reading a month, and you also get a crystal candle based off of that session, or you can get 2 tarot readings a month. I also have what I call my pyrite plan, which essentially gives you up to 6 sessions a month with me. So that is for really hands-on healing. If you're going through some really intense times and you need some guidance through this transition in your life, the pyrite plan really is a great deal, and it's also such a great way to let somebody else into your heart and help you heal. If you're looking to just do a little bit of magic by yourself, I also have my lunar candle box, which essentially is 2 candles a month for $30 total, including shipping in the US. And you get a candle for the new moon and for the full moon. Each of the crystals are placed on there, and there's also a little affirmation that comes with each, and you get a little note that gives you the details on all of it. So those are the options. You could definitely go check them out, and there's more on my website at harveymountainalchemy.com. Like I said, I love being able to be some sort of support to you all during this, and if this is all you can afford right now, I'm so glad to be able to serve you in this way. If you want to invest a little bit more in your care, in your love, in your guidance journey, in your spiritual journey, that's what I'm here for. So please do not hesitate to reach out if you're looking for a session. All right, why don't we get straight into it? I have the piles on the table.
All right, so pile 1, you've got this greenish gem. Pile 2, this black gem. And pile 3, this blue gem.
All right, so pile 1, hello Fez, pile 1, you chose this one, which is actually serpentine, the stone of transformation. And the little affirmation that comes with it is, my life is transforming at the perfect time in the most powerful way. So what a beautiful message, especially like I said in the intro, if you're seeking deep transformation or seeking any sort of guidance in this moment of transition in your life. You really already know that. Even if you don't know it consciously, your subconscious was speaking to you and said, nope, this is the stone that you need. So let's see what the major themes of August are for you. And I'm going to be using this Ethereal Visions deck. I love this deck. Ooh, this one came out. The 3 of Pentacles, building something for yourself, feeling like you don't know what you're doing, feeling like you need guidance externally. Oops, that's way too many cards. Feeling like you need guidance externally, but really all of the tools that you have to organize yourself are within you. Here we go. The 5 of Wands and the 5 of Cups. Wow. So this entire month of August, it may feel like it's a lot of little things that are piling up. You don't have any majors here. You have some minors. I feel like there's a lot of delays and difficulties and just like little things that are going to overwhelm you. I almost feel like the straw that broke the camel's back, that expression is really going to speak to you this month. And so what's important for you is to be able to transmute that energy of overwhelm, of nervousness, of freneticness into excitement and into an ability to use that restlessness and create something from it. This Three of Pentacles is really saying, it's really telling me that like there's something in the plan for you and you're feeling overwhelmed because you don't have all of the knowledge that you want to be able to move forward. You're in this moment of transformation, but the universe is sort of doing the work for you where you want to feel more in control of where your life is going. But I sort of think that there's a lot of collaboration in the books for you. And basically what that means is that you need to release the need to be in charge of everything. You need to release the idea of control, that you're able to control what's coming next, that you're able to control exactly what it is that you want to do, right? I feel like there's somebody out there who feels like they should want to do something, but they just don't have the desire within them. And so collaboration is really being highlighted for the month. I'm a little out of breath. Collaboration is really being highlighted this month for you, that it's not about everything that you need to do. It's actually about trusting that other people might have your back, and it might not even be other people. It could just be the universe, like trusting that the universe, source, God, whatever it is you believe in, does have your back in this moment of transformation. That in this asking for help, in this asking for structure and a plan and an outline of what is next, you can find that you don't actually need to ask, that you can actually just say, I trust that my plan will find me. I trust that the outline is simply an overanalyzing of what I think needs to be done, right? It's almost like a release of all the organization and the desire to know what's next so that you can really just accept the transformation as it is. But I also do think that over the month of August, there's going to be a lot of, and I keep saying the word collaboration, but it's more like social interaction and little nuances in those social interactions that can teach you a lot about who you've become. So let's look at the first third of the month. So August 1st to the 10th. Wow, 10 of Pentacles. 8 of Swords. Gosh, I swear the 8 of Swords has been coming up so much lately. And Justice. That's the 10 of Pentacles there. This is for the first third of August. 8 of Swords. Justice. Yeah, it feels like the gratitude that you're trying to like embody in your life right now feels murky. You know, I kind of see how there are all the colors of the rainbow in this card, but it still feels kind of murky. Like there's still a sense of darkness that you're going through the motions of, you know, expressing your gratitude, but are you really feeling it throughout your entire body, right? You may be saying, oh, I'm so thankful for blah, but are you actually feeling that thankfulness? Are you really feeling that gratitude? Or are you just saying it because you know you should, right? Just kind of goes back to that 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands of, you know you should want this, but do you actually want this? So you know you should feel this. Are you actually feeling it? And if you're not feeling gratitude for the things you should be grateful for, they might not be in alignment with your journey. The 8 of Swords, I do think that there's maybe something that you are hiding from yourself, and not in like a super denial way. I think it just goes back to being in alignment with you and being in alignment with your path and what you're doing right now, really being true to you and to what your needs are rather than what you think your needs should be. Justice, I think that it's important for you to be fair to yourself and to see yourself for what you really are, seeing your truth. I think that's going to be really important from August 1st to August 10th. So let's see, August 11th to the 20th, or no, to the 21st. All right, we've got 8 of Pentacles, and let's get one more. Or 2 more. Queen of Swords and Death. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles. Might be a good time for you to slow down, but in that slowing down, find productiveness. Queen of Swords, I think you might find yourself connecting with new people, right? Some of that connection and collaboration that I was talking about for the entire theme of the month might be coming up in this middle of the month time. Still Leo season, so expression is really at the forefront, but we're sort of leaning in towards the Virgo season, which is about organization, being of service, getting things done in a minimalist way. You also have death. So it might be some endings to these relationships, some endings to hobbies and crafts and things that you've tried to enjoy. It might be time to let go of some of those things. I mean, it really just keeps coming back to some of those things that you think you're supposed to want or that you think you're supposed to desire. So let the middle of the month teach you what needs to be stripped away, what really is not in alignment with what matters to you or with what lights you up at the end of the day. And moving on to the last third of August, this is the 21st to the 31st. I want this guy. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune, yes. Depending on the changes that you make, and the Page of Wands. Depending on the changes that you make throughout the beginning 2/3 of this month, it really could go one of two ways, right? It could be that you receive all of this abundance and reward for your letting go of the control, letting go of the need to know. You could be really rewarded for that. Or you may find that more things are going to be piled on your plate near the end of the month, right? It's almost like the universe is giving you all of this stuff so that you can show that you have the strength within you to say, enough. I am done. I'm not doing these things. So that's sort of the straw that broke the camel's back, right? All these little things keep getting piled on until you prove your strength and also your confidence in the fact that you don't need all of these other external things to be a person, to be a good person, to be a human, right? You're already the human that you are, despite whatever it is that you do or whatever it is that you have. So near the end of the month, I think there's either going to be this reward for having said no and standing your ground, or you may find that more things are going to get piled on until you burn out. And so really remember that if there's anything that you need to remember from this month's reading, that saying no is going to be an important time for you. To be able to go, actually, this is not in alignment with who I am, even though I really want it to be. And I'm going to stand my ground and I'm going to say no to these opportunities, to these projects, to these hobbies, to whatever it is, to work, to responsibilities, and saying, okay, I'm only going to take on what actually does light me up. That's what's most important for you. The Page of Wands, it may feel like you're regressing, but it's actually progress. All right, Pile 1, I hope that was helpful for you. I hope maybe if you have any serpentine around you, kind of hold it in your hand or in your pocket sometime throughout the month. Get connected to it because you are going through a time of transformation and a time of re-identifying yourself. So sending you a lot of love. I'll see you next time. Bye. All right, Pile 2, you chose this, which is actually Shungite, the Stone of Discipline. And the affirmation that comes with it is, I practice the art of discipline and it brings freedom to my soul. So I love that. I love that discipline and freedom are falling in the same sentence, that as long as you have structure, you can be as free as you want. One of my friends and podcast co-hosts, Sierra, she's a Sagittarius Capricorn. And so she has that desire for freedom and she feels even more connected to her freedom when she has structure to it, right? So we're going to see how that plays out for you in this month of August, Shungite. So let's see, what are the major themes of August for you? Let's see, come on. There we go. Ooh. All right, well, we're gonna go first with these guys and then we'll see if these come out too. But you did get 4 that jumped out. So the ones that really jumped out, you've got the Tower, yay, and you've got the 4 of Cups. So I actually think that this is really gonna break up some stagnancy in your life. I think a major theme for August is breaking up of routine. And finding freedom in that, right? It's almost like kind of the opposite of what the Shungite was saying. So we'll see if it all ties in together in the end. But essentially for August, that you may have, you may find yourself in a bit of a rut, right? You might be in a bit of a rut right now, and the Tower is going to change things up. And it might not be in like this major, scary, Tower way. It could just be in these little things that don't allow you to do what you normally do, what your normal routine is. And the Tower is going, nope, we're changing that up. No more of this routine. you have to figure out a new way of doing things, because there's some stagnancy. I feel like it in your body. I feel like there's stagnancy in the legs and the calves and the belly. Like there's a need to get moving and to change things up. This Four of Cups specifically, I mean, the Four of Cups usually is like not seeing what is coming your way, or like not seeing the opportunities you are being provided with. And this Four of Cups, I mean, look at that milk. I feel like, especially now, like millennial bellies with a big glass of milk, that would really upset their stomach, and they wouldn't have the routine. They wouldn't have a routine, like bowels. Sorry to get all intestinal on you, but this is very Virgo reading so far, of that need to find freedom instead of being so disciplined with yourself. And it's not even that you're being disciplined, it's more like you're just following what you always do, you know, like what is your routine after work? Like what do you do to excite yourself, to bring energy to yourself? And we are still in Leo season. Leo wants freedom, it wants fun, it wants excitement, it wants expression, it wants activity. So what kind of activity are you implementing into your life? If you don't do it, the universe is going to, because the Tower is here. The other things you got are the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Cups. I think that breaking up the stagnancy in this month might be a very big help when it comes to your anxiety and to your overthinking and to your worry. Not to escape from everything you're anxious about, but just to bring joy into your body and into your life. The Nine of Swords and the Eight of Cups both point to wanting things to be different than they are, or living in an alternate reality that is frankly not the reality that you exist in. So that desire to like escape almost into this alternate reality is just an indicator that you're not really that happy where you are right now. And it's not that you're unhappy, it's just that you might be a little bored. Like, if I'm completely honest, it feels like you're bored or you're in a boring situation. Doesn't mean it is always going to be that way. Doesn't mean you can't fix it. You can't bring excitement and energy into that. But for the month of August, that's what you're being pushed to do, is to bring excitement into your life. To bring, you know, just energy, any energy, because this here is such a lack of energy. The way that they have the TV going on, then they're scrolling their phone while the TV is on, they're drinking milk and like eating cookies, and you know, it's a very settled energy. And for a lot of people, and in everybody's life at some point, that settled energy is what we need. But it feels like for you got to get out of that settled energy. You got to disrupt things and change things. That's what the Tower really wants. It's taking the crown off of the reigning king right now. So let's see what the first third of August is going to be like for you. Oh, there's one. The Two of Pentacles. And the Ten of Cups. How sweet. You know, this actually feels like a rekindling of love, and it could be with somebody else. It also could be with yourself. Like, you might fall in love with yourself, which would be very nice, wouldn't it? We would all love that. Practically speaking, I heard stop ordering out so much. Like, stop ordering food, make food yourself, learn a new skill, learn a new craft, a new hobby. And even if the ordering food doesn't apply to you, the rest of the message does, because it is about breaking up what you do at night every night. I almost feel like we all watch TV to wind down, right? Like, that's not abnormal, but it's almost getting to the point where you need to change it up a little bit. Maybe even just like 1 or 2 nights a week. Don't do that for yourself. Do something else, create something, learn a new skill, play a game or something. You know, it's like getting out of that routine so that you can fall in love. We've got this little Ten of Cups here, and rediscover who's in front of you, either another person or when you're looking at the mirror. Who is that person? That person has changed. And that is the art of discipline. Wow, that is the art of discipline. To push yourself not to do the easy thing. To push yourself to do the thing that feels harder because it's not your routine. There's someone here who's very stuck in their ways and doesn't want to do something that they haven't already been doing. But I feel like that's not who you really are. Like, there's a part of you that didn't expect you to become stagnant. So it's time to, yeah, break up some of that stagnancy. In the first third of the month, I mean, we're going in hot. Like, it's not about learning and accepting that you're feeling a little stagnant or bored. It's like straight into, no, you need to re-fall in love with yourself. You need to learn a new skill. You need to do something new. Okay, let's see. You need to go on a date with yourself. The second third of August, let's see. This is the 11th to the 21st. Got the 8 of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Be careful. Make sure you don't fall. I just kind of felt like a falling energy. Make sure you don't fall. Don't go too quick. Don't trip up on yourself. Make sure that you're aware of what your body can do, right? If you're going to start playing a sport or going to the gym or something, which would be a great idea, just be careful with your physical exertion during this time of the month. This is the middle of August. You got this 8 of Wands. This is the Tarot of Opposition deck. It's kind of fascinating. So we have this 8 of Wands, and he's actually the Wands, it kind of seems. So making sure that you recognize what it is that you have, so that you're not just focusing on what's broken in quotes, I say. Because just because you're living in like an air of stagnancy right now doesn't mean that you are boring, doesn't mean that you are settled and stagnant, and I mean, just boring. That's what's coming up. It just means that I think there's just going to be emotional repercussions to this lesson, that the emotions don't come first. The actual doing of things goes first. And then we've got the Queen of Swords. I think journaling would be a really good activity for you to start up again in August. I think that communicating with others, I think being on social media might actually be good for you in some way. Not scrolling, but actually showing yourself on social media. And it looks like she's got a pearl too, which is really interesting. She's very feminine, which the Queen of Swords is normally like a masculine queen to me. But she's very feminine in this card. But I do see her being cold here. So try not to get too cold. Don't freeze over. Really what I'm seeing here is just take care of your physical body. Try to do some running around, but seriously, don't trip up on your feet. Recognize that not everything is broken, right? Just because you're trying to change things up doesn't mean that what you were doing was absolutely broken and totally negative and bad for you. It just means that we need to re-energize. There's a lot of repeating messages for you. That's what I'm really feeling here. And then the last third of August, let's see. The Hermit. Ooh. Ace of Pentacles and the Well, which is specific to this deck. This is the Ethereal Visions deck. So the Well is one of the cards, and you got the Hermit. So both of these are majors, which means at the beginning of Virgo season, this is actually a Virgo card as well. Beginning of Virgo season is going to be a big one for you. There's going to be a big shift when it comes to the end of August. And like I was saying, I did feel Virgo energy earlier, that you might have a new recognition or a new like a reverence for what you value and how you spend your time. I do think that you might come like Virgo season, you might want to close off and retreat and kind of go into your shell. Try and do this in the most positive way possible, right? Not avoiding other people, but just loving on yourself like you learned in the first third of August. Re-falling in love with yourself, re-falling in love with the life that you've built for you, the life that you have. And there's going to be sort of this like a renewed appreciation for this life. So I really like that for your August. I think that the end of August really does bring it all in. It ties it all together. It makes you feel a little bit more whole, a little calmer, and really like it's 31 days. It's just 31 days. Build some new habits, break the old habits, break up the stagnancy, do some random running around. I mean, really do the random things that come to you, because I think that's really going to like reignite some passion and some excitement from within. All right, pile 2, I'm sending you a lot of love, and I will see you next time. Bye. All right, pile 3, you chose this crystal card, which is Azurite, the stone of expanded awareness. And the affirmation that comes with that is, my awareness is expanding with an abundance of clarity. I love that. That's really beautiful. I also really love this photo. It's so pretty. I can see why you chose it. So let's see what August is going to be like for you. And we're just gonna flip that over so I have an expanded awareness. That's so beautiful. The themes of August for pile 3. you guys read tarot, let me know how you shuffle your decks. I used to like span them all over the table, and then I would pick the cards, and then I moved to shuffling. I do see that we have this guy here. Got the 10 of Wands, the Knight of Wands. I feel nocturnal energy, that's for sure. Yep, and the 3 of Cups. I feel nocturnal energy. I feel very much witch energy. I feel like you are a powerhouse, empress, strong, feminine, divine energy. That's what I'm getting from you. And so it feels like this month might be a really big one for spiritual openness, spiritual expansion, right? And that's literally your word. Expanded awareness. I think that now is going to be a really good time. August is going to be a really good time if you're going back to school to prepare for that. And if you're not, then to think about what it is you can open yourself up to learn when it comes to your own spirituality, when it comes to your self-awareness, or simply your awareness and consciousness of the universe. It feels like really big stuff, feels like 9th house stuff. So you know, if you want to learn astrology, if you want to learn tarot, if you want to learn runes, if you want to learn something that's going to expand your consciousness of the universe around you, I think that is really good for you. So these are the cards that you got. This is the 10 of Wands, which is normally like a burden card, but for her, it's like she's entering her home at the end of a day. We've got this Knight of Wands, I believe. Yeah, she's like doing a spell at her table. And then we've got the 3 of Wands. So rejoice and community with loved sisters. So that makes me think of Hocus Pocus, like sisters. So there's a little reference for you. Anyway, it really feels like this month you are connecting to your own inner magic, okay? Connecting to your divinity, to your power. That's really the word that's coming through strongly, is that divine power that you have within yourself, instead of looking for it externally or outwardly, to really discover what it is within you. And I really love that these cards, the color of it, you know, we've got these 2 blues on each side, but red on the inside. So whatever is on the outside may be muted, but what you have right here, right in this little powerhouse of a body, that is where your magic lies. So August, I think, is going to be a huge one for expanding your knowledge, expanding your consciousness. Let's look at the first third of August, the 1st to the 10th. What is going on for you? 4 of Swords, the 5 of Swords, and the Page of Swords. Oh my gosh. All of these swords. I'll show them to you. So there's the 4 of Swords. There's the 5 of Swords. And the Page of Swords. It feels like a lot is going to happen in this first third of August. It actually feels like there's going to be a lot of scattered energy. Your mind is going to be in a lot of different places. First off, I think it's going to be a good idea for you to take some deep breaths. Calm yourself down. When your mind is spiraling or it's really overactive and thinking a lot, try and slow yourself down. Reconsider every single thought that's going in your head, and not in an overthinking way, just like being conscious of the thoughts that are spinning around in your head and understanding why they are there in the first place. And then decide which ones are not worth continuing, right? What spirals are simply spirals for the sake of spiraling, or simply spirals for the sake of letting your mind constantly be working, or forcing your mind to constantly be working. You don't have to be thinking all of the time. It feels like there's definitely some air placements here who it doesn't even feel like, oh, I have to be thinking all the time. It's just that you are, that you're always thinking, that you're always having some sort of train of thought. And so I think for the first third of August, you are being asked to slow down the mind. I mean, think about these, like this blue muted energy. She's coming home at the end of the day, a long day where she had a lot to do. She finally gets to go home and reconnect with her own divine, powerful energy. And so I think that's what it is for you, that maybe you're having all of these trains of thoughts to be able to connect in some way to everybody else and to connect to the universe, which is absolutely beautiful, but you're thinking of the universe as all of these people. Whereas I want you to think of, or the cards want you to think of the universe as this symbiotic energy, this huge energy that we're all connected to this source. Silencing the mind a little bit, recognizing that those thoughts will be there, whether you're looking at them or not. And those ideas will be there when you're ready to go back to them. But right now I feel like the spiraling and constant thinking is really causing anxiety. So let's look at the second third of August. This is the 11th to the 21st. I'm using the Pride deck. Yes, yes, yes. So only one card flipped over upside down. This was the High Priestess, or right side up. This is the High Priestess. This is really when the bulk of your expansion is happening. And the other card, again, is the Knight of Wands. Charging forward with power. That's what I'm really hearing with that. Charging forward with power. Being boldly yourself. Being unapologetically yourself. And the High Priestess, it doesn't have to mean that you, by being boldly you have to be loud and brash, because maybe that's not you. But simply put, you can be boldly yourself and also be silent, right? Being quietly confident in your body, in your skin, in your energy. I think the middle of August, which is still Leo season, coming up to the end of Leo season, really is going to be all about embodying your true self, being authentically you and acting from a place of the heart, which is what Leo rules. Leo rules the heart. So there's the idea of fierce loyalty, but the heart is also this soft place where when we open up, it's us being vulnerable because we trust who's going to be receiving the heart. And so for you, it doesn't mean that you're placing all of your trust in somebody else to receive your heart well. It's placing the trust in yourself that you love what's coming out of your heart. So it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. I really do feel like this middle of August is going to be a really powerful time for you to embody your true divine self. All right, and let's see the last third of August. So the 21st to the 31st. Here we go. I want this guy too. Oh, yes, yes, yes. We've got the King of Wands. We've got the Sun. So straight off the bat, look at those fiery cards go. This King of Wands, oh wow, don't use your power for bad, that's for sure. I do think that there might be some inner child work that needs to be done around the end of August. This is coming into Virgo season, so let me know where Virgo is in your chart in the comments, because I'm curious where the Sun is shifting from, you know, illuminating the Leo in your chart to illuminating the Virgo in your chart, and really saying, okay, here's where we're shining the light, because it feels like there's some inner child work wherever it is that your Virgo lies. It feels like there's an element of wanting to control others, or maybe being like on a high horse a little bit, like, oh, I've embodied my truth, I've embodied my power, now why don't you? We can't put our expectations of other people, or we can't put our processes or our journeys on other people. That's not fair to them, and it's also not fair to you, because once you set these expectations, it leads to disappointment. Shining the light simply on your enlightenment, right? Not trying to force anybody else to go through what you've gone through. This spiritual experience is a unique, individual, personal experience just for you. Also got the Knight of Cups. So again, charging forward from the heart, from your true feeling, from your authentic self. I can see some sort of romantic endeavor, like going on a really nice date, even if it's with yourself or with a loved one, or a friend date. I can really see like a nice companion energy at the end of August. All right, pile 3, I hope that was helpful. I'm so excited for you and your expanded awareness. Let me know how that goes at the end of August. I always love to hear like what your month was like after the fact. That being said, make sure you go listen to your July month ahead and see what resonated with you throughout the month. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye.